Hi, this is Hollywood from the Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling, and you're listening to the RockStop with Chris Contra.
All right, welcome into the RockStop. Chris Contra here, and we're going to have some fun tonight because joining me on the phone line is one of the original Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling, the one that really made me take note of G.L.O.W. I'm talking about Hollywood. How's it going, Hollywood?
I am doing good. Thanks so much, Chris. Thanks for having me.
Definitely. Great to have you here. So right off the bat, I mean, the name Hollywood, how'd you get such an awesome ring name?
Thanks for that, right? I like that name, too. So basically, they had characters that they had already made up. They were trying to put profiles to. So there were 12 of us that did the pilot for G.L.O.W. And these characters, there was, let me think, there was a Hawaiian one, a Spanish Red, Tina and Ashley. There was Hollywood and Vine, Tammy Jones, all these different ones, Salt and Pepper. And I'm like, gosh, I really hope that they pick me for either Hollywood and Vine or Tina and Ashley. I go, those 4 characters I'm sure that I could identify with. And I'm like, and then when they said, Jeannie, you're going to be the character Hollywood, I was like, yes! Oh my God, that's the one I wanted.
Awesome.
So, yeah, so I was pretty stoked about that, thinking, okay, I can identify with that character.
Yeah, yes. I mean, the Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling, if people don't know, I mean, they were a wrestling promotion that was really like none other. I mean, there's other ones these days that try to, it's not just an all women's thing. I mean, that's what it was, but you guys also incorporated sketches and music, and it was really not like anything else at the time.
Exactly. No, it wasn't. I think, there was not a women's league on TV then. There just wasn't. You had, WWF, and they had a few ladies, but it wasn't an all-women's league, and then you had your independent wrestling, and you had the other independent leagues, but they weren't on TV. So, yeah, we were the first to come along and do it. And somebody, referenced the WrestleMania talking about the Battle Royal, and I'm like, well, we did it way before, before WrestleMania did it. I mean, we kind of laid the foundation for that. We were already 30 women in the ring, doing the Battle Royal. So I always think, if G.L.O.W. wasn't around, who knows?
Right.
I mean, I know too, Chris, that we should never, ever forget the legends before us. Say thank you to the Mildred Burks, and the Mae Watsons and the Ida Mae Martinez's and the Penny Banners and the Joni Mae Youngs.
Absolutely.
Those. Yeah. So, I'm always thanking them first because, they started it, and we came somewhere in the middle there,
Absolutely. And, these days, a lot of people talking about, there is a resurgence in women's wrestling, not just because, the Netflix series bringing back and, shining light on G.L.O.W. again, but just in, WWE and stuff, the women's division is more popular than ever. And
unbelievable.
To see the success is great, but you're right. You got to remember where it all came from. I mean, they're talking about women's evolution. It's not just now. It's been going on for quite a while.
Absolutely. You guys go back and, there's a book called Sisterhood of the Squared Circle. It's a great book that Dan Murphy and Pat LaPrade wrote, and it goes. It's just, goes to the Billy Wolf era and just reading. I love history anyway, Chris, so reading stuff is just like, for me, I'm a nerd, about reading any kind of history about stuff. So, we just can't forget those Amazons back in the day,
Right. So I've heard rumors that this was like an open casting call. G.L.O.W., a lot of the girls involved didn't know they were going to be going in to wrestle. Did you, when you found out that, this is wrestling you got to be doing, did that concern you?
Yes. Hell yeah. Oh my God, yes. I would be a liar if I didn't agree with you. But yeah, like when we first sat there and we went to that audition, and I kid you not, when I say 500, I mean there was a lot of women at that open call. And so we're sitting there and just kind of like, not to give anything away, but maybe people haven't seen G.L.O.W. Netflix, but the beginning is her getting that call, like I did. Same thing. We had pagers back then, and we had little, your answering machine. And I remember going home at lunch and listening to my machine. We didn't have cell phones, people. And going home and listening to this thing that said, hey, call the office. We have an audition for you. So I called the office, and they said, this is a sports show, but they didn't tell us what kind of sport. All right. They probably didn't want to scare us off. I'm sure of it. Because had I known, I probably wouldn't have gone.
Really?
But oh God. But you're right. I got in there, and David McLean was up there with another guy, and they were saying, we're going to do a show in Las Vegas, and it's going to be women's wrestling. And seriously, like the show, people got up and left. They took, and I'm like, oh no, what do those people know that I don't know? They're scared. You know what I mean? They were scaring the shit out of me. I swear they were scaring me, and I'm like, fuck, what have I got myself into? So anyway, just like everybody else, and it was very cool. When I mean open call, there were women of all sizes and shapes and colors, and everybody was whoever wanted to learn how to wrestle was welcomed with open arms. So we went down, and they said, okay, these are going to be you're going to train with Mondo Guerrero. So I remember meeting Mondo. I didn't know anything about the Guerreros or Mondo or, trainers. I didn't know where he was. I didn't know. So he's training us, and I was like, oh boy, here we go. But it came to me, I'd already played sports, not wrestling, but I'd already had sports going on in my life already. So me to tumble, to do backward rolls and forward rolls and 3/4 rolls and, stuff like that. I'm like, this is easy. And then, he just started training us. And those are, as I say to everyone, I basically trained on Mondays and Wednesdays and Friday nights. So that way I could still have my job during the day. And boy, Chris, I was pretty beat up. I'd go to work going, you got to think about it. I'm 21, 22 years old. You know what I mean? We're in shape. We have no reason to complain or feel tired. I'd walk into work beat up, let me tell you, just because I had to learn how to fall, how to land, and you're using muscles that you wouldn't use, necessarily all the time. Yeah. So anyway, and then they needed 12 girls. That's all they needed. And I was just one of the ones that became the 12 to do our pilot. And then it got sold. And they said, okay, we're going to, we did pilot in 85, and then we sold it to television in January of 86. I moved to Las Vegas in April of 86, and we started with season 1.
So when they started incorporating the sketches and the raps or whatever you guys were doing, that was like a whole nother thing for you guys.
Oh my God, yes. Yes, I go, now they're like, we're going to do raps. I'm like, raps? I go, are you serious? I thought this was wrestling. So, so that's what made our show so much different and more unique than, just WWF at the time, because they did incorporate the sketches. And we had 2 people running our show, running the show. You had David McLean, who came from a wrestling background. Then you had our director, who came from a movie background. So you put those 2 together, and now we're getting stuff from David and Matt. And that's why that's why it went in that direction, which made it different.
Yes, it made it really unique, and people still talking about it to this day. So it's
absolutely,
it's definitely stood the test of time. And I mean, the fact that they brought it back with this Netflix has been very cool. I did want to ask you about your popularity, Hollywood. To me, you're one of the biggest stars of G.L.O.W. Now, was that ever an issue with the other girls? I mean, getting jealous of how popular you became?
I think we did really, really well for the whole seasons. I really don't remember that kind of I see it today, but I don't really remember it back then. I thought all the girls to me were popular. I never felt that anyone was judging or feeling jealous or insecure.
Mm-hmm.
I had issues with the farmer's daughter, and the reason is because her and I came from the same city. We even went to the same high school, so we knew the same people. So that's the only indication of insecurity, jealous. Oh my God, I want to win. No, she wants to win. That was it. Other than that, I always thought, Matilda the Hun and Mountain Fiji were our most popular girls. I do know that if I lost, people were booing, so they wanted Hollywood to win. And back then, people don't want heels to win, but man, they wanted us, Hollywood and Vine, to win. So it made you feel good. And I just did I loved what I did. You know what I mean? I still do. Mm-hmm. I loved it. So and then of course, if I was wrestling I'm a heel, obviously, and I'm wrestling a baby face, and a baby face is starting to be a heel. I'm like, wait a second, what's going on here? Yeah. That's my job.
Right.
Oh, but to play a heel, I just don't think I could have played a baby face. I could have, I guess, but playing a heel is so much more entertaining and fun.
Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard that from a few heels that it's just it's more rewarding, I guess. Let me ask you.
There you go.
I wanted to ask you about you're talking about heel and babyface and everything. Would it be like weird? I know G.L.O.W is not like the WWF and that it was a different type of production. But would it be weird for you guys to be spotted together like outside?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Back then, yes, they called it kayfabe.
Mm-hmm.
So we had our first tour. We had 2 tour buses, one for the babies and one for the heels. I remember doing that first tour, so we were separate. And they didn't want us to hang out or see each other, in public. So yeah, couldn't do that.
Yeah. Okay. So that makes sense. You want to keep the whole image going.
Illusion.
The illusion, right? That's the word I'm looking for. So
the illusion.
I did just
kind of hate each other.
Right. I just want to ask you like a basic wrestling question about how you diagram the matches, you draw up the matches. How much actually is improvised throughout the match that isn't drawn up?
Back then, now could be improvised, simple, quick, easy. Back then, they wanted us to write it all out. I think they wanted us to cut down on injury. So and plus television. So we had to know, we had 4 or 5 cameras. So you needed to hit those spots where those cameras were, and those cameramen needed to know where you were. So yeah, a lot of it was written out.
Yeah, I mean, so yeah, to me it seemed like it's like a choreography. You got to hit the spot here or there. Is that like ever hard to remember? I mean, I think I would have trouble with something like that.
Well, you know what? I think that's why entertainment should be for the younger ones, because in your 20s, your memory is so much better and quicker than it is when you get older. So, there were days that some of us would have 4 matches to do in one day, and that's a lot to remember. I have no idea how we did it.
Wow, 4 matches in one day.
Oh, my God, yes, in front of a live audience. Huh. And you know what? The thing that taught me the best thing is if you forgot it, and our director would say it, just, go back again, because we're going to cut, it's televised. It wasn't live for television. It was live for the audience, obviously. But just go back to one, just go back again and redo it. It'll look so much better. Sometimes you forget. Some people get really excited in the moment, and they start working really fast. Yeah. And quick, like when a band plays, how sometimes you see the band overzealous and they're playing faster than what it is. I'm like, wait a minute, that song doesn't go like that.
Exactly.
That's fast.
Right.
Slow down. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was talking about your popularity, how I thought you became very popular from G.L.O.W, and it kind of led into other things. I mean, you were on Married with Children, and you were in the movie
Right.
Son-in-Law. So, I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, how was the transition, moving into some film and TV work?
That was fun. And, since we'd already hit the ground and being on TV, that stuff came easily back then.
Yeah.
Like the Married with Children thing, oh my God, that was like, me and the Farmer's Daughter did that. We went to an interview, but we thought we were auditioning like with about, 100 people. No, it was just her and I. The executive producers already knew that they wanted Hollywood. They knew they wanted the Farmer's Daughter, and they knew they wanted Big Bad Mama. So we went in and we read for them, and they go, "Thank you. We'll see you Monday morning at 9:00. And her and I were like, "Oh my God, it was just us. They wanted us." We were so, oh my God, we were so excited to work on that show, and a great show. It was very nice to meet, the cast. Ed O'Neill, one of the funniest people out there today. He was just insanely funny.
Definitely
great to work with.
Did Bud Bundy try to hit on you at all?
He was young. He was a little kid. I guess that's what you would have called him back then. He was really young and very enamored with us. So, and then I can't. Yeah. So I would say.
So I also remember you were on Family Feud. You did a few Family Feud episodes with the Ray Combs version of the Family Feud.
That was fun. Yeah. I enjoyed it because I was team captain, and I did 10 shows total.
Wow. 10.
So when you saw a few, basically when you got called in front of a live audience, I thought we were just doing one. No one told me we were doing 5 shows in one day. I'm like, oh, cool.
You're right.
So we had to come up with, 5 different charities, which we did. And then when we got called again for another season of it, I was the team captain again, and we did 5 more shows. So that was 10 total. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's very cool.
Yeah.
I was watching one the other day on YouTube, one of your shows. I'm going to ask you a question. Let me see if you give me the same answer that you gave Ray Combs, okay?
Okay, what is it?
All right. Something you do when you wake up.
Brush your teeth.
On the show, you said read the newspaper.
Oh, my God. Wow.
Yep.
I must have been reading the newspaper back then. You know what? You know why? I'll tell you what's the difference. The difference is, first of all, people don't really get newspapers anymore because they have social media to look at their phones, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. That's the first thing I would do is brush my teeth.
Yeah.
What was the number one answer? Do you know?
Oh, I don't remember. I remember that's what you said on the show. Maybe the other good answers were taken at that point, but I do remember you said read the
Maybe.
So, in your endeavors in Hollywood, you get a lot of celebrity friends you hang out with?
Not really.
No?
I don't think so. No, but not so much. I was more into music.
Yeah,
a lot of our friends
are musicians.
More would be, yes, exactly.
I heard you're actually friends with Rachel Bolan from Skid Row.
Oh my God, Rachel is down the street from us. Yes,
yeah.
She's about 10 minutes away. Nice guy.
People still waiting for that Skid Row reunion. I don't think it's ever going to happen, though. Myself.
Nope. I highly doubt that. But who's to say?
Right. Who's to say? So you're a huge rock fan. I saw you recently. Saw Kiss again. Are you in Kiss Army?
Oh my God, yes. I've been a fan of Kiss for a long time. It's just so great to see, your comic book heroes come to life.
Right.
That's what it's like. It's like you're a little kid watching these comic book heroes, play.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Were there any wrestling moves that you stayed clear of? You didn't want to even risk it?
Not really, because back then I was only trained with Mondo for a few months. So, then there were other ladies training us, like the Killer Tomato trained us and Princess Jasmine. So they weren't doing those fly things, so I had to turn on the TV and watch, and that's why I came up with the flying head scissors that I would always do on one girl, and that was only one person that would let me do it too. Or you got to remember, I'm taller than I'm 5'7". A lot of the ladies were shorter than me, or bigger too. But I remember which one I didn't like doing. Oh, I can't think of it right now. I love the flying. I can't think of it. The move is when you pick them up and they're straight up and then you fall back. What is that?
Did they fall back onto their back or on their head?
On their back. So you're picking them up almost like in a body stun position, but they're straight up with their legs up, and both parties fall backwards. Yeah, but the strong was like, I used to see Nanichka do that one all the time. I can't think of what it's called.
Yeah,
but you needed a strong person on the bottom. I could go up easily, but then I had to stay up straight up for a while, and then you both lean backwards. Ugh.
You know, the plumbers don't wear ties. I got to bring it up. It's got goofed on a little bit, but...
Oh, my God. Yes, that old 3DO game that we had no idea what we were doing. We just got hired and said, learn this dialogue and film here and film here. Did we ever see the game? Never. But then all of a sudden, I started getting all these emails from people, and I'm like, you know, and I found out that they were either major fans of this stupid thing or they hated it. But I got to tell you, the dialogue that we had learned from that, we just whipped off through our tongues. And, you know, look at the hits on that. There's like quite a few on I think it's Angry Bird who has it. I think there's over...
It's the Angry Video Game Nerd.
Yes, him. Angry Video Game.
Yeah.
That's it. Angry Video Game Nerd. There's a lot. There's over, I think there's a lot of...
Yeah, it's got like 7 million hits.
That's it. Yeah. 7 million. Somebody told me somewhere in Europe that there's a fan club for me.
Do you remember your character's name in that game?
Jane. It was Jane. Oh my God, Jane. Curious what happened to all those other people.
Yeah, so it was just like a day's work. You get in there, read the script, and punch it out.
Yep, that's what we did. It was more than a day's work. We had a couple of days work on it, and we just for sure. Mm-hmm. We did it all around the Glendale, California area, is where it was all shot. I think the director producer lived in that area.
Yeah, I mean,
but boy, that was pretty fun.
Yeah,
it was.
It was it. That's cool.
Yeah, I enjoyed doing it.
Yeah. I mean, it becomes like a cult classic. I mean, people, like you said.
Exactly. Chris, exactly. It is a cult classic. You know, and some people, I did an interview with somebody called, it was like a podcast. It's Wrestling with Regret. Mm-hmm. And, somebody said, wait a minute, that's Jane. Hey, I know that girl. That was so funny. I'm like, I've been Hollywood way a lot longer than I was Jane, but that person knew me.
Did you ever see the Angry Video Game, the guy, the nerd, his review of it?
I can't. I did, and I can't recall what the review was.
Yeah,
I think he hated it. I don't remember it being. Yeah, I don't remember being that positive.
It wasn't that positive, but I mean, it was just a fun video because there's a lot of cheesy stuff out there, but it brings smiles to people's faces, you know. So that's what's most important.
It was so cheesy,
right?
Exactly, because it was the cheesiest thing of ever. You're just like, really, and that was before people said really. You know, you're like, what?
Exactly. I think the main thing that a lot of people were weirded out about was that it wasn't really a full motion video. It was a lot of still shots.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
How lame was that? No budget.
Exactly. That was, but like we said, cult classic. So very cool in the end. I saw somewhere that one of your favorite bands is Van Halen.
Oh yeah. I love Van Halen.
So I mean, I gotta ask the obvious question: David Lee Roth, Sammy Hagar.
David Lee Roth.
Yeah.
Come on.
Definitely.
And nothing against Sammy, because Sammy is awesome. I mean, but not for Van Halen, for me.
Right.
You know.
Did you ever go see them live with Sammy?
Yes, I saw. Yes, I went to the US Festival first to see Van Halen there in Los Angeles. I think that was 1983.
Oh yeah, you went to the US Festival. That's awesome.
I did. I was probably 18 or 19, something like that. We got stranded out there because our ride left us. We didn't care. We don't care. We're going to go see Van Halen. And, and Motley Crue is on there, Scorpions, Triumph, Judas Priest.
Oh, man, what a lineup. I think the Ramones played there, too.
They did, but that was on the second day, I think. I went on the Rock Day. I didn't go on the other day. And there's two different festivals too. And I did 1983, I believe, or 82. I forget, 83. And then the Sammy stuff, I saw Van Halen with Sammy. I mean, it's cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I mean,
not my favorite. I saw them at the Coliseum. I saw that one at the Coliseum, and Metallica had opened up for that one. And Metallica, people were I remember people knocking down the gates, the barriers to get, and it was great. Metallica's awesome. So that tells you what I remember of the show. I remember Metallica.
I could understand that, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
What year?
Not the Van Hagar.
So that, yeah, right. That was in the early 90s, I guess, huh?
Yes.
Yeah, yes. Metallica was very tight back then. I'm still hoping they put out another great record at some point.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hear rumors, but who's to say? I think they should just do one more.
Just
Why
one
not?
more, yeah. I mean, they had flashes of greatness in that last record, but really, I don't think they've done anything that great since. Geez,
nope.
I don't even know. The Black Album was probably the last best thing they did.
Yeah.
I watched
I first saw Metallica actually when I was in G.L.O.W. 1980, 86 maybe, or 87. They were opening up for Ozzy at the Thomas and Mack Center in Vegas, and I took one of the G.L.O.W. girls with me, a baby face. I took Tara, the Southern Belle, and we went to go see Ozzy. And so I'm sitting down waiting for Ozzy, and here comes Metallica, and I'm sitting down, and all these people are standing up. They hadn't even started. I'm like, why are these people standing up? Oh, my God. When they started, I never sat back down again. No way. Metallica. Yes.
So I got to ask you about...
Young.
Yeah, the current music scene. What do you think about this Ronnie James Dio hologram tour? Would you ever go to something like that?
Oh. Well,
to me, it's really weird.
It is weird. It's like you're dead, dude.
Yeah.
I know that's being blunt. I know that's being really blunt, but I don't know. I can't answer it. I'm kind of neither here nor there.
Yeah.
On the hologram thing. It's kind of weird.
I definitely think it's kind of weird. I mean, how would they do the meet and greet afterwards? I don't know.
I don't. It would be like being. Have you ever been? Do you remember going to Disneyland and going through the Haunted Mansion at the end, and you're sitting in your cart and you look and there's that ghost sitting with you? I don't know if anyone's done that, but that came to mind to me because you're in the thing, and as you leave, there's a mirror in front of you, so you see yourself, and then they put this hologram of a ghost in between you and the person you're sitting with. It's weird. It's weird. Yeah. It would be like that.
It would
you're
be
there,
like...
but you're really not there.
Right,
you're there,
right.
But you're really not there. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be very, very bizarre. Oh, did you happen to see do you still watch wrestling at all? Like
a little,
current stuff,
here and there. If you're going to ask me if I watch WrestleMania, I was on a set. We were in Connecticut, so I watched a little bit of I think it was the Battle Royale, but then I had to be called, so I didn't get to see it all. No.
Mm-hmm. Did you happen to see the Hall of Fame ceremony at all? What happened there with Bret Hart?
No, but I heard.
Yeah,
I heard about that. Wow, that was crazy, huh?
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I mean,
whatever happened to that guy? I didn't know what happened to the guy. Did they arrest him? What happened?
Yeah, I mean
with that?
They arrested him. I saw a mugshot. I don't know anything beyond that, but I did see that some of the wrestlers on hand got some good shots in on the guy. So.
Oh, I bet. I mean that's bold, man. That's balls to get up there. Holy shit! Probably got the shit beat out of him.
Yeah, right. I mean, that takes some nerve to attack a wrestler in front of a room full of wrestlers.
Man.
Yeah. So,
yeah, that's crazy. That just tells you, man, it's scary.
That's
scary
right.
Stuff.
Yeah, that definitely was. And that was a Hall of Fame. Did G.L.O.W. have anything like a Hall of Fame? Because I would imagine you'd be a front runner for that.
Thank you for that, but no, we didn't. Yeah. We went off the air so abruptly, too, so I didn't think that anyone thought that we were going to end. We thought we had more seasons left, but once the money gets pulled, that's it. Bye-bye.
Absolutely, unfortunately.
See you later.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately.
But yeah, definitely a great legacy, and it's been really great talking with you. I appreciate you coming on the show. So where could we find you on social media and stuff, so we can keep up with your latest activities?
Absolutely. So we want to tell everybody that there is a cruise. We have a cruise coming up September 7th through the 14th of this year out of Long Beach, going to Cabo San Lucas and Puerto Vallarta and Mazatlan. So if anyone's interested in our cruise, please come along with the original Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling. You could go to originalglowgirls.com. If you want to follow me on Twitter, all of that info is there, and my Twitter address is @Glow Hollywood. And for all the Instagrammers, it's @official Glow Hollywood.
All right, very cool. So let's follow you over there and be in the know on all this kind of stuff. You said that cruise is in September?
Yeah, the cruise is September 7th to the 14th. And you know what? We've got conventions that we're doing. There's one in Los Angeles on the June the 1st. Oh, my God, Wrestling Con. What am I talking about? Wrestling Con's in 2 weeks.
Oh, wow.
We'll be in Freehold, New Jersey. April 27th, Freehold, New Jersey at I Play America. It'll be myself, the Royal Hawaiian, and Lightning. After that, we'll go to CAC, which is Cauliflower Alley Club, which is April 29th through May 1st, and that's in Las Vegas, Nevada. We're always busy, you know. Then I have a new comic that's going to be, I have one right now and a second comic towards the end of the year that's going to be drawn up, and I'll be doing Comic-Cons, more of those.
Yeah.
But you know what? People, they just go to our social media site, and you can find it. So ask questions. We love it.
Yeah. I mean, you make yourself very available to the fans, and I know they appreciate it.
Well, I'll tell you what we've done so far. We've done Hartford, Connecticut, Rhode Island a few times, L.A. Comic-Con, Stan Lee when it was Stan Lee, RuPaul, lots of different ones. And this wrestling, the 80s Wrestling Con. And I did Wrestling Con last week in New York. Missy Hyatt was with me.
Oh, yeah.
Ted DiBiase was at my table. The Boogeyman was at my table. So we had some cool people there.
One last question. I did hear that you used to work as a phlebotomist. Is this true?
Yes, that is so true. I drew blood, and then I became a heel and started drawing blood in the ring. How do you like that?
Exactly. So I have to ask, do you when people would ask for the smaller needle, did they ever rub you as a wuss?
No, I don't blame them. I hate it now. So the smaller the needle for me, the better. So I totally get it. I tell you, when you're young, it doesn't matter. As you get older, you're like, wait a minute, that needle's way too big. I need a small one. But I didn't think about it then. I was like, just give it to me. Just do it.
Right.
I was the one that was obviously, but I was good at what I did. So yeah, okay. I didn't hurt anybody.
Well, all right. This has really been great talking with you, Hollywood. I appreciate you taking the time, and we will hit you up on your social media to keep up on all the latest.
Awesome, Chris. Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
All right. Take care.